Alright guys, look, before you get on my ass...
Alright guys, look, before you get on my ass, okay, about this, I love Texas, okay? Across the plains, look at this, across the plains of Texas, there's tons of beautiful, nice people, very kind, sweet people all over Texas, most of them.
However,
Texas is home to a large contingent of nuts, okay? Balls, pudding heads, dippin' dots, numb nuts, many say, not me. You know, we like my chicken fried, cold beer on Friday night.
and you can kiss my
left nut.
cold beer at the school board meeting, and all my kids are yelling, "Stop, Dad."
More Texas public schools are displaying posters that say, "In God We Trust." That's thanks to a Senate.
That's in the Bible. No. That's in the Bible.
That say, "In God We Trust." That's thanks to a Senate bill that passed last year requiring schools to display the signs in a conspicuous place. Now, the rule applies to any signs donated for display or purchase from private donations.
So these boogers passed a law that says that a public school or public university or college must, quote unquote, must display in a conspicuous place in each building of the school or institution a durable poster or framed copy of the United States national motto, "In God We Trust."
That's in the Bible.
Where can I find out more about that?
That's in the Bible.
So they have to display the poster if the poster or framed copy is donated. Wow, okay, great. I think these posters will help us fight against
the beginning of the rise of the Antichrist.
Patriot Mobile is here today to donate these beautiful "In God We Trust" framed posters.
Because of a new state law, Carroll ISD will now display donated "In God We
Okay, those are beautiful, actually. I'm sorry, I take that back.
Trust signs in a prominent location in all its schools.
Quick photo op.
But it's less what happened at Monday's Carroll ISD meeting and more who was behind it that concerns parents.
I'm concerned that we are creating an environment that is becoming less welcoming by the day.
Stephanie Williams lost her race for Carroll ISD School Board to Andrew Yeager, a candidate who received tens of thousands of dollars in support from Patriot Mobile, the group behind the signs.
We are a Christian conservative cell phone company.
Recently
where at least I know I'm free.
That is a frickin' predator right there.
CPAC, a convention for right-wing conservatives, the company's founder boasted about the $500,000 it spent to elect 11 conservatives on 4 boards in Tarrant County.
COVID did us well. It opened our eyes to the communist regimes out there that want to take over our children.
That just...
All right, so this story takes place in a town called South Lake, Texas. South Lake, Texas, where it's the last place I would want. I'm just going to say it's the last place I would want to live, ever. I would prefer to just not anymore. There's 2 things that people in this Dallas suburb love, and that's high school football and reporting people in the Nextdoor app.
They're watching. I saw a guy. There's a guy there, you know.
This is Lisa Smiley.
Hi.
And welcome to another episode of Patriot Mobile's Patriot Press.
Okay.
Hi.
Whoa.
Patriot Mobile is America's real Christian conservative wireless provider.
Hell yeah.
A portion of every dollar we earn goes back to supporting conservative causes that fight for America.
That's in the Bible.
This past month, Patriot Mobile celebrated the announcement of Roe v. Wade being overturned. In a 6-3 Supreme Court decision, Roe v. Wade was ruled unconstitutional. We praise God for this victory as we officially enter the post-Roe era.
So this is the YouTube channel Patriot Mobile. Okay, 1.56K subscribers. You guys got to get on this. You guys got to put a little bit more effort into this YouTube channel, okay? Come on. You want people to be saying,
That's on YouTube. That's on YouTube.
Not.
You're terrible.
Okay? Again, you want to hear,
That's on YouTube.
Not.
You're terrible.
And they have a really interesting niche market, which is people who say, I want my phone carrier, I want my wireless company to reflect my insane values that I got from going down YouTube rabbit holes. I want my wireless provider to do... So the executive director of Patriot Mobile Action and vice president of government and media affairs at Patriot Mobile, has said that Patriot Mobile's goal is to install school board members who will oppose the teaching of LGBTQ ideologies. Oh, no.
The beginning of the rise of the Antichrist.
Those ideologies are
the beginning of the rise of the Antichrist.
They also want to fight to remove pornographic books and stand against school against school anti-racism initiatives. Wow. Which they have argued indoctrinate children with anti-white, it literally says that, anti-white and anti-American views. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Okay, great. So you have this weird lunatic phone company, using their money to get these whack jobs elected to the school board in this, in these little Texas towns. And then you have the Texas government saying, hey, here's a law that if somebody donates a sign that says, "In God We Trust," you have to put it up. But then the story actually starts to get funny. Here we go.
Why is more God not good?
Yeah.
And are you saying you don't have 1 square feet of space in our buildings?
Shravan Krishna tried to donate "In God We Trust" signs created by current and former students to the school board that were in the colors of the LGBT and transgender flags, as well as one in Arabic. 2 weeks ago, the district accepted "In God We Trust" signs from a self-proclaimed Christian conservative cell phone provider that donated $500,000 to influence school board elections in the county. The district is required to accept them under a new state law, but they declined this donation, saying they don't have to accept more than 1 copy.
Oh, that's shocking. They didn't accept those? They didn't accept the Arabic one and the one with the rainbow flag? Oh.
I'm shocked, bro.
Oh, but they did accept the posters from the lunatic goose-stepping phone company that gave them $500,000? Oh, weird. Oh, baby.
But they declined this donation, saying they don't have to accept more than 1 copy. That isn't in the state law, but the board president said it's their reading of it. And
that's great. That's like little kid stuff. They're like,
we made a law that you gotta put the sign up if somebody donates it. Like, for example, so somebody that gave us a bunch of that, gave us some signs, we're putting them up in schools.
Then they get the Arabic and the rainbow flag one. They're like,
just one, but just one.
It's basically they use the no homers defense on them. If you remember that from The Simpsons.
Sorry, not you, Homer.
Why not? But you let in Homer Glumplet.
It says no homers. We're allowed to have one.
I want to be clear to the board and the parents. The reason that we want those signs is because we are dumb assholes. And this infringes upon my beautiful right to be an annoying little turd.
That's my right as an American.
This is sort of like the Second Amendment stuff, where the people who are really into it, like the people who are really into guns, we're gonna overthrow the government, are like the absolute least capable in society of doing anything like that. It's the same thing with this. They're trying to do this. We're trying to do a sneaky little thing, but they're too stupid, and then they just get totally owned. And then they're
just one. We meant just one.
Trustees in Carroll ISD, that's up in Southlake, rejected a parent's offer to donate "In God We Trust" signs.
Yes, some featured the national motto written in Arabic. Others had rainbow font. Fox 4's Shannon Marie is here with that story. Shannon.
Hannah, the denial from the district comes just weeks after it accepted "In God We Trust" signs donated by another group.
That's right, Hannah. They're calling it the no homers defense because they got owned on their own little stupid bullshit.
It says no homers.
The Carroll ISD parent who wanted his signs displayed questioned why some were allowed, but his were not.
Right.
I think it's kind of un-American to reject posters of our national motto. You guys wouldn't...
This guy rules. That's great. It is. It's un-American and it's downright communist. It's disgusting. It's un-American. It's decrepit. I bet these people don't even like jeans that fit just right. And a cold beer on a Friday night and all that crap. They hate it because they hate America, bro.
Carroll ISD father Sravan Krishna says the idea came from a desire to promote inclusion.
Love him. What's his name? Sravan Krishna. He's a new friend of the show. He's our new hero of the week. Sravan Krishna. We love him.
In accordance to SB 797.
So he donated 6 framed posters.
So nice of him.
So this is In God We Trust in Arabic.
And others decorated in rainbow colors.
Real quick photo op.
2 weeks earlier, the board accepted posters saying In God We Trust from
Weird.
Christian conservative wireless provider Patriot.
The school district said it declined the offer because it already has enough In God We Trust
Right.
signs in its schools.
Right.
A state law passed last year says districts must hang posters with the motto if they're privately donated. The law, though, does not require a specific font or language, and it does not put a limit on the number of signs that can be displayed.
Right, yeah, they would. You would have thought of that if if we had a couple. If we were a little more. If we weren't, if we were a little less, maybe we would have thought of that for our little scam, Well, at least that's all they're doing. This, at least this is pretty bad, but at least it stops here, right?
At last night's meeting, the board also addressed a book controversy. It deemed parts of a book written by the grandson of a slave inappropriate for 7th grade students.
Left nuts. As I heard that the discussion about the removal of a certain chapter that stood in his memory is in debate. That seems that we have not moved past the Jim Crow laws.
And the book Life is So Good is written by the late George Dawson, who witnessed the lynching of a friend when he was a child.
Now, we just think that book's a little one-sided. We think that we need to hear both sides of the story.
What do you mean? Like we need to hear the slave owner's side too?
Well, there are 2 sides to every story, I always say.
When I was reading about this little suburban town, South Lake in Texas, you keep reading, you keep hearing all these things like, oh, they have such a great school district, oh, they get high scores in schools. All the houses are very expensive. I think we're going to have to look to the great David Lynch on this one about the suburbs that, especially in this one, but just underneath the surface, just pure evil, just pure hate.
Last week, a secret recording involving an administrator using the Holocaust as an example explained a new law, launched the district back into the spotlight.
Yeah, so remember when I was doing that joke a couple seconds ago about hey,
we need to hear both sides about slavery?
They actually kind of did that in this town. This is the story that came out months ago, almost a year ago, where it was there was a leaked recording, and I think probably, it seems like this might have been an older lady who got a little mixed up or something, but she was like,
if we're going to teach books about the Holocaust, we need to hear both sides of the story.
On the secret recording obtained by NBC News, the administrator identified as Gina Petty references HB 3979, a bill passed over the summer requiring Texas teachers to include multiple perspectives when discussing controversial social events in history.
And make sure that if you have a book on the Holocaust, that you have one that has opposing, that has other.
How do you oppose the Holocaust?
Believe me, that's come up.
I do believe in grace and forgiveness.
While some in
So this stupid town has been doing this for a while, 5 years at least. They've been a viral video forced a wealthy Texas suburb to confront racism. A quote silent majority unquote fought back. Oh no. Robin Cornish was at work in the fall of 2018 when she got a text message from another parent. It was a link to a video showing several white high school students laughing as they filmed themselves shouting the N-word at a party. Oh boy. That sounds like a pretty fun and normal party, Hey, get the camera out. I want to shout the N-word. And people got upset, and so they were like, we got to figure out what to do because this is pretty bad. So they decided we're going to have something in the school curriculum to teach kids about racial sensitivity or whatever, which probably wouldn't have worked. If you're a kid born in one of these suburbs, you're just going to probably be a bad kid. You're just going to be an AJ Soprano-ass kid if you're born in, what's it called? Silver Lake? What is this place called? South Lake. South Lake.
If you're born in South Lake, you're probably just going to be a turd. I'm sorry.
But then parents were like, we don't want our kids doing these anti-white, and they've been doing the same thing ever since. So there's been some interesting research on this, I think there's a book, what's that book called? I think it's called Suburban Warriors, about how, sometimes there's a lot of people in the suburbs, if they get a little too isolated out there in the suburbs, they start to get a little bit weird.
This revision wants to teach a first grader who's still putting notes to the tooth fairy under her pillow about following Gandhi's lead to a peaceful protest. A first grader.
Oh no.
CRT
oh
is
my
already...
God, calm down, lady. Yeah, so there's a lot of this going around Texas. This video has a great title. It's called Angry Texas Mom Wants Gandhi Banned Because of CRT. You know who I blame for this, though?
Ben Shapiro, Daily Wire.
Like, all these morons who advertise to these parents who don't know what's going on, and they're like, this guy's a newsman. He's a newsman, and he says that Gandhi is CRT, so time to go to the school board. Better grab my medicine. Time to go to the school board. So, of course, my campaign is they should all be tossed face first into prison. Ben Shapiro, whoever, all these other idiots. Throw them in jail. Throw Ted Cruz in jail, all these people. Ass in jail. Because this is what there's child abuse. There's also parent abuse.
Ben Shapiro.
And I think their punishment should be that we
make pee-pee
on them.
Make pee-pee.
And yes, I can hear you asking, yes, and poo-poo.
So guys, I live in Texas.
And I think I'm going to try to get in on this to help out
my community, to help out my local community.
I'm going to help out my local community. I'm going to donate some of these signs. I might need you guys' help on this. This is one sign that I came up with. It's kind of, the letters are kind of weird. And then underneath there, you can see Jesus rules. So I think they'll really like this. And then it doesn't say anything about the frames in the law, so I'm going to get a special for a giant, this is what the frame will look like. That's the frame. It have a QR code, and when you scan the QR code, it goes to this video here.
No, not God bless America.
And it will be, I will get that frame made so that it's impossible to remove. That it's impossible to remove that poster from that frame. Okay, and I donated it, so you got to put it up. Okay, goddamn you.
Well, guys, it's Friday. You ain't got no job and you ain't got shit to do.
So maybe you can take
Uber cars.
That's in the Bible.
There's a couple things you could do. You could make pee-pee.
Or you could go out
sniffing.
All these things. So have a good weekend, guys. Have fun.
Do what you do. You do what you do. You're going to do what you do anyway, no matter what I say.
Have a good time. Love you guys.
And bye-bye.
Hey guys, you're only getting a fraction of the weekly shows. If you want a new motherfucking episode every day, subscribe on Patreon for as little as 2 bones. You get the patron-only Tuesday and Thursday shows, the Bookablega show where we look at important books, and the goddamn weekly behind-the-scenes show. And for only 25 bones, you could become a producer and get your name up here. Look at these people. These people make this show possible. If it wasn't for them, nothing. We don't have a show. We got nothing, and it's garbage. And we have to just leave. We have to just basically walk away, and we don't even really know where we're walking. That's the truly troubling part about all this. But please, become a patron today. For as little as 2 bones, or 5 bones is another level, or 10, or you go the full 25 and you get up here. Big special thanks to these people. Love you guys. Love you guys so much.